BEEX project is a no-profit foundation about visual art and photography. If you want to help us, just drop a donation on buymeacoffee.com/BerlinExplorer. Welcome to this 50 minutes of experience. Today I'm with Josef Pierre from Texas, right?
Yes, sir. From Houston, Texas.
Yeah, nice. Really nice. So, as you know, I will like if you can say something about you and then we can just chat.
Yeah, I'm a portrait photographer based in Houston, Texas. Shoot nothing but film and have been shooting for a few years now.
Yeah, it's really cool your work, and I cannot imagine that you shoot just from few years.
Yeah.
It's kind of for me like, okay, so what is in the new generation?
No, it's been fun. I mean, I remember I really just wanted to be able to take better photos when I was traveling. And so that's what kind of got me into trying to learn how to get a little bit better. I had started with digital, and so I was shooting just a Sony A6000, a little mirrorless camera, you know, the stock lens, and eventually decided that I wanted to figure out how to shoot people and make them look cool. And everything kind of came together from there. Started taking some classes, trying to figure out, you know, composition and editing. And, I was living in Austin, and they have a really good camera store there. They have a classroom. They did a lot of classes, and just went to, different classes that were offered at the local museums as well. And so that was really big in terms of trying to get serious about my work. And I just stayed at it because it was really bad for a long time.
Yeah. Yeah, and I can see from your Instagram that in a way you are doing, no, what you was aspiring to do, and what you was studying, no. So it's actually I hope that you are working a bit more and doing everything you like.
Trying to keep it interesting, always experimenting and trying to challenge myself, but yeah, I think it's finally coming into a place where, I'm really interested with, working with the people that I've been able to work with here in Houston, still work with a lot of creatives in Austin. And I'm excited for 2022 and continuing to push things forward.
Cool. Yeah, I hope that in 2022 you can give us much more to see it. And let's talk now about this 21. And in most of your portrait, there are many girls. I would like to know more about what is the connection you can install with them. And I mean, this is something. It's not really clear from the picture because the picture as always too in a way or another respects some point of view and what they want to say. I mean, what kind of play they want to do it, it's like actress, in this way. And I want to know more about what is how start the connection with them, and what is your way to doing, and what do you talk about with them, kind of experience in that.
Yeah. Instagram has a lot of things to dislike about it, but one thing that it has been great for is connecting with people and able to see other creators in Houston, in Austin, and people that say, hey, I like your work, and can very easily check out the type of photography that they've been a part of and just say, hey, let's make some art together. And I think that one of the things about me is, even before I got into photography, I was into music and was a producer, and a big part of what I feel like I was able to do really well with that was kind of create a mood. Not the most technical person, and you know, didn't play piano, didn't play drums, didn't have that type of background, but could say, hey, I want things to sound kind of eerie, or I wanted to, you know, give this type of emotion to somebody that's listening. And I try to do that with photography. And I think a big part of what I'm working on now is trying to get the technical chops up to um, another level in terms of lighting proficiency, or just getting the editing down to exactly where I want it to be. But just be able to create a feeling. And a lot of that is accomplished through experimentation, like I said. So whether that's soaking film and, you know, destroying film in a way and kind of just seeing that looks cool, you know, it's just definitely different. Whether that's working with expired films, or just, I think a lot of things start there, and, you know, letting somebody know, hey, I'm gonna do something different on this side. It's not gonna look like anything that you've done before, and I think that that kind of piques people's interest. But beyond that, I think that it's been a lot of, okay, let me try out new studio spaces. Let me work with the list. Let's see if we can kind of bring these things together. And you know, it's kind of working towards the photographers that I really admire, and some of the things that I've noticed in their work, and like, it stands apart. You know, it's very distinctive, and so that's something that I've always really wanted, even from the beginning. uh, I want somebody to be able to look at my work and say, "Oh, that's Joseph. That's Portrait P." You know, and so I think that that's something that, um, you know, for lack of a better way of being able to tell people like, this is what we're going for. You know, it's at the very basic level of, this is going to be different from what you've done before. I'm, you know, always trying to do something different from what I've done. So that's kind of the basis. But then beyond that, kind of digging into, well, what do, let's, you know, trade images, let's build a mood board. And it's very collaborative, a lot of the work, and kind of tapping into, hey, what's interesting to you right now? What do you want to try out? And being open to going with that.
This is in terms of experimentation and results of the picture. And in the way of connection with these people, there are some kind, I mean, for sure, there are some kind of people you prefer than other. I mean, this is our human type, no? And there is something you search in a way. And did you figure out what would you like? What is the kind of subject you would like more to approach with?
I think that, you know, there's a lot of work that's not even on the Instagram. And so I know that there's been just I've been applying to work with, you know, models and people that are, you know, kind of doing more editorial type work, more portrait work, and just consistently working. But I know that part of what I'm wanting to jump into in 2022 is, you know, maybe people that aren't as familiar with being in front of a camera. A long time thing that I've wanted to do is, you know, now that I'm living in Houston again, most of my extended family is from here, and to do a project where, you know, kind of getting everybody photographed.
Yeah.
There's this photographer in Austin that did this series during COVID, and he was working with a lot of creatives in the Austin area, and his name is Marshall Tidrick, and the series is Front Portrait, and it's kind of like a play on portrait, but like front porch. And
Yeah.
so he would just photograph people in front of their homes, and it was very cool. And kind of thought that, hey, you know, back in Houston, I have extended family that's really all around the sprawl of this city. It'd be really cool to be able to photograph them and kind of have this timestamp in time. And that's something that I want to do. And so that would be kind of jumping out of what I've done before, you know, and so that's working with, you know, people that aren't used to being in front of a camera, people that might have some type of reluctance. But I think it would be really rewarding to be able to put together a book, or, just something
Yeah.
online that everybody in the family can check out. And so that's something that I really want to do.
I got your point because it's, I mean, in a way, I was doing fashion photography, portrait studio, and after many years, I was so bored to make that. I mean, after probably 6 years, 7 years of only portrait, uh, for me was like monotony. So it was like going to office every day and doing always the same things. And for me, it
Yeah.
was so boring to stay there and always say the same things or get in touch with people was always almost the same because they was the first time in front of a camera and so on. And then I started just to make photography for myself and not only, I mean, we let's say street photography, but it's not street photography. I mean, it was just going out, taking pictures and discovering,
Just
researching.
documenting.
Yeah, documenting. Yeah, and just searching visual communication. And I think it's a really good. There is a moment in your life that you could combine both things. I mean, now today I do it as portrait photography, as fashion, but not only. I prefer much more to always change my rules, like going out and one day doing this, another day doing that, and you change the environment you have around yourself, and you start to also be much more in the flow, also to make what you was doing before maybe was a bit more boring sometimes. So sometimes it's boring, depends of the person I think you have in front of you. I mean, there are some people that you get in touch and you will never stop to shooting picture with because
Right.
they are on the same page of you. And it's
100%.
kind of, you come from music. So I come also from music in my way. And it's like, when you work on a track and you are totally in the flow and you stay there in front of the computer playing for 12 hours, 20 hours, no stop.
Yeah.
You don't eat, you
Been
don't
there.
where's you stay there, no? And it's the
Yeah.
same. And
No, but I think what you're mentioning, it's something that I've tried to do as well. And this Instagram doesn't really capture that, but it's something that one of my favorite designers, photographers, his name is Sean Brown, and I believe he's Canadian, but I've bought a couple photo books from him, and he does a really good job of that. Where some of it is he's working with this artist or he's showing his work that he's designed, but a lot of it is just kind of like documenting life on the road and just his perspective. And I really, really like his work. And it's something that I've tried to do. And I think that I'll eventually find the right medium to put it out. But it's one of those things. I've had real cool point and shoots that I feel like have been perfect for that. Just snap along the way, always keep a couple rolls of film with you and be able to develop it when you will, but eventually those will come out.
I think there is a lot of things to discover out there and to portray in a way. I mean, to portray also yourself, let's say, because what you keep in touch then is always something in a way related to yourself or something that groove yourself. This is really, I mean, when especially work on documentary and keep in touch with people. I mean, sometimes it's just you see one picture, but there is an entire story behind. There are hours of conversation and so on, and you can experience a lot of things. And I think this is the part. I mean, I try to catch also in this podcast now to let understand that behind the photographer there is not only someone create images just to appeal your pleasure in the daily life, but someone trying to research more and more in the reality every day. And probably the reality of every day is not, it's never enough because there's always a kind of research. And I love it, especially in these last years, that there are a lot more of people approach it to this tool as a system of them life to research more. That's in a way it's really positive because in a way or another people search more and they are not stuck in them trend or them things of the daily life, you know.
Mhm.
I think we are on the almost on the same age, and I can remember 15 20 years ago people was so fucking stuck on one things, you know, the trend of the moment, and they was doing everyone the
Mhm.
same things. And today's yeah, there are still many people doing that, but less than before. I mean, that
Yeah.
is much more a point of view personal, I think. So, and let's say, what would you like to experience more than that? What this 2022 will give to you? What you think about?
I really want to do a show, and kind of bring together a lot of different mediums. So I've started just in the past couple months taking some photographs, printing them, and then turning them into collages. And it's been really great for me because that's a way of getting away from the computer screen, because these are like analog collages. Sometimes it's cutting up the pictures, but a lot of times it's spending time in magazines, newspapers, what have you, and creating something totally different with the work, and seeing it in a completely different light. And so I know that it's still in its infancy, and so I probably want to make like 50 more before I would really show anybody.
Yeah.
But I think that's something that I want to bring into it, and then also kind of tapping back into that music world. A lot of what I've been doing in the past few months is working with different musicians in Houston and in Austin. And so, a collaboration that would be bringing together the photographs, and creating a music video, making a track from scratch. And then, there have been some videos over time that I've just seen photographs used in a really interesting way. So it's something that I'd love to be able to put together and then showcase, along with a lot of the portrait work, finally getting together a zine or a photo book. And so just being able to show the work, and put it together in a very interesting way. And I've never done a show, so that's something that I'd love to be able to experience and share. And again, a lot of that would be working with other people to be able to make it happen. So
Yeah.
something that I have planned, and want to follow through on.
Yeah, and I feel and understand that you wanna, doesn't matter what you wanna, product, and that's nice because I mean it's something I could feel watching one of your picture was in the beginning of Instagram. It's I mean the difference is now I see a bit is that uh, you experience it a bit more, but yeah, there is still this. Like, can I say the child inside of you that want to do it? I mean, I think it's a really good point. It's to be in a way child and to dream to doing and yeah, I want to show that. I want to show that other. I want to give this word. I want to show that what I want to do it. What how I see the word. How I want to express that. I think this is something really important in the work in general, in the artwork, in the visual work, in communication. It's to have this desire to doing, even if then will be a bluff, but will be good to
I
experience.
think so. I think so. And just even if it doesn't get in front of anybody, I know that I've always really wanted to start working with video. And I had a buddy of mine that has an eBay store, kind of goes and digs and finds a bunch of things. And through him, I got my hands on an 8mm camera, and haven't shot it yet. And it's one of those things that I've kind of been waiting for the right thing to want to capture. But I'm interested in all things film, and so that's why I got the 3D 35 millimeter, been messing with Polaroid, but I think that that's kind of the next thing that I want to just, try my hand at, and it might go nowhere, but I just think it'd be fun. It's an aesthetic that I appreciate, and there are a lot of things to capture. So just really exploring still, and just kind of seeing like, hey, what's still a part of this world that could be fun to try out, and it doesn't necessarily have to turn into a product or be something to show to others, but at least figure out, hey, do I like this? Is this something that I want to continue with from a creative standpoint?
I hope anyone who listens to this podcast and is close to you in Texas, or also can be a bit more far away, can get in touch with you and try to collaborate with you and doing things with you, because I think there is a lot you want to say, you want to express, and you need all the opportunities in front of you, and to catch this opportunity and do it. I think you can figure out the best solution for the proportion, the proposal you can have. I'm quite about that. I mean, I can see also a bit myself, in that. So it's nice. So I thank you a lot for your time and for this podcast. It was really nice for me to meet you, and
good to meet you as well.
And I hope to doing this other podcast in the next year, and to see what you lost and what you got in the new year, because I think it's I mean, for many people, jumping from a year to another is always a kind of grooving. For me, not really that. I mean, the grooving is every day. It doesn't matter if tomorrow is Christmas or tomorrow it's 2022. It doesn't matter anything for me that the numbers. It's just a structure of ideology. But I think every day there is something that groove us, and to count what happened in this year and what happened in the next year, I think for sure, if you did a lot in this year, you will do it at double in the next.
It's the goal. Just keep working, just keep growing, and meet new people along the way. And I'd be happy to check back in with you, and obviously see with everything that you're doing, how that's progressed as well. Really appreciate the platform, and it's been fun being able to chop it up with you.
Yeah, thank you a lot for your time.
Yours as well.
Thank you for listening to this podcast, and if you want to learn more about us, you can visit the link allmylinks.com, Berlin Explorer, or our website BEEXproject.com. And if you want to follow us, you can always get news from Instagram on our account BEEX Project. Thank you again, and see you in the next episode.